You see the special parking spaces and charging stations all around the Suncoast, but how much do you really know about electric vehicles? Well, this is National Drive Electric Week, designed to empower us to adopt more sustainable driving practices. And Lee Hayes Byron from Sarasota County UF IFAS Extension is here to tell us more. Well, this is the week to talk about this, so we're glad you're here. So why do you think that more people are not embracing electric vehicles? Do you think that we're all just a little scared of the unknown?
Well, it's actually fairly new. It's a fairly new technology, and it is being adopted pretty quickly considering that. But a lot of people are just not very comfortable with it. So we find that the best way to get people to consider electric vehicles is to have them go touch them, sit in them, and maybe even drive them.
Yes, because I mean, it sounds like a spaceship before you see one. But you would think that being here on the Suncoast, like with the presence of Tesla, that we would be a little bit more ahead of the curve. Are we with electric?
We are. When we last did the analysis, we were second in the state for number of electric vehicles per capita. So we're very proud of that. And we think that it is partly because Sarasota County has been a leader in this since about 2005, before they were even commercially available. We've put out the effort that we wanted to have more electric vehicles in our community when they were available. And then we have installed charging stations. We've bought them for our own fleet, and we do education sessions to try to get people to learn more and get more comfortable.
I mean, I'll admit, when I see the charging stations or even the electric vehicle parking spots up close, I'm thinking, well, I want to park close, so I want one of those. So, all right, we're going to learn about it today, but let's talk first with the misconceptions. So I know one thing that people say, I've even thought of myself, well, it's a battery. What if it runs out while I'm on a trip?
Yeah, so they make vehicles with all different types of ranges. They even make them with a gasoline backup. That's actually what I drive. So you can go a certain number of miles all electric, and then when you run out of electric, you can switch to gas. Those are called plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. All electric vehicles, you can have a range from around 70 or 80, and then you can also go all the way up to 250, 300 all electric range. And so that can get you on a long commute. It can get you to and from work, and then you charge when you get there.
And that's miles on a charge.
Exactly.
So they go up to 200 plus miles on one charge.
They do. The newer vehicles are just incredible, and people are taking road trips all around the United States.
Wow.
That's great.
So, all right, so money talks, obviously, and I know there's some of us think, oh, it's going to be way too expensive of an investment. How expensive is it really? Is it?
It is not. In fact, in some cases, it can be cheaper than an internal combustion engine. So you can get a used electric vehicle, which is what I did. You can get them on lease. You can get them new, and there is a tax credit of up to $7,500 for some vehicles. Those vehicles that are really popular are almost out of their tax credit. So do your research and figure out which ones still have access to the tax credit and how that would work in your own finances. But there's a really good range of vehicles, and in fact, one of the events this weekend is focused on affordability and cost savings of electric vehicles.
Well, I know one of the things they'll get to do at the event is to actually see the cars and see how they are charged, which you brought one to the station this morning, so I was able to go outside and see what they look like for myself. Let's take a look. So it pretty much looks like a regular car.
Yeah, it is a regular car, except that it doesn't require any gas unless you go more than 40 miles.
All right, show me what we have here.
Sure. So whenever you buy an electric vehicle, you get a standard plug-in that you can just plug into any wall outlet in your house, usually in your garage. So this is what that looks like. It comes with the car. You plug this into a normal wall outlet, and then when you get home at night, you grab this, open the port, and plug it in easy overnight. And then when you wake up in the morning, you've got a full charge and you're ready to go.
It's like charging a phone.
It's just like charging a phone. You plug it in and forget it.
Is there a gas tank as well?
There is a gas tank as well in this car, because this is a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, so it has 40 miles of all-electric range. And then if you need to go further than that, it switches to the gas engine, and you can go as far as you want until you get a gas station and you fill up.
All right, how do you know how much battery life you have left in the car?
So when you turn on the car, you get in, you turn on the car, and it gives you this great battery indicator. So I get in and I see in the morning, normally I would have 40 miles to go, but I drove here to the studio this morning, so now I've got 35 miles to get around town for the rest of the day.
When you run out of battery power, what happens then?
Then the indicator will turn from a battery indicator to a fuel indicator. It'll look like a little gas station. And then it'll tell me that I have 226 miles, which you can see at the top there, to drive around on gas until I fill up at either an electric station or at a gas station.
What other indicators does it have inside the car?
So when I get home at night and I choose that I want to charge, this tells me, are you going to ready to charge? I choose how I want to charge at the maximum amps, and that gets it the quickest that I can and at the kind of charger that I have. And then I plug it in, I go inside, and I get it in the morning, and it's ready to go.
Is there any reason to not choose the maximum? Why would you choose the reduced?
They do that for a safety issue or if you have a different type of electrical panel in your garage. Most newer vehicles, I got mine used, most newer electric vehicles don't even need this option.
Okay. What if I'm home for the weekend? I'm not going to take the car out. Can I leave the car plugged in all weekend?
Yeah, in fact, I left it when I was on vacation, so that's fine. But you can also just do it when you get back.
Woke up the tech geek in me now. So tell me a little bit about the Charge Up program with Sarasota County. And I know Stephanie is holding something, one of the charging stations.
Sure. So Sarasota County wants to encourage the private sector to add charging stations around town. So we have an incentive, which is a rebate of 25% or 50% of the cost to install a charging station like this one at a nonprofit, a large employer, or a retail or a tourism location. These are the kinds of places we want people to be able to go to charge. So we're encouraging them to install them and reducing the cost for them to do that.
Which makes sense, because if we have more of these, then more of us will be comfortable buying the electric cars.
Well, it's a great week to learn about it. And of course, you can learn more about saving money with electric vehicles as part of National Drive Electric Week. Coming up this Saturday, September 15th at the Florida House, you can meet and talk to EV drivers, that's electric vehicles, I'm learning the lingo, see a variety of vehicles, maybe even take a test drive. You can go to scgov.net sustainability and look for the electric vehicle page.